Hello everyone, welcome to Walk the Talk Show. Today's guest of honor is Kushal Lodha. Kushal is a world rank holder in ACCA and a top ranker in CA. Along with this, he's a financial influencer and has collaborated with leading financial influencers and built a lot of great videos and also collaborated with top personalities, taken the interviews at such a young age. In today's interview, we'll try to understand how did he achieve such a great rank in CA, what are his future goals, and how is he building a strong influence on social media through his videos and through his content. So thank you, Kushal. Thank you for taking out time for the show.
Thank you so much, Saurabh, for having me. It's like an honor for me to be here on your show. I still remember I had taken your interview last year, and it's like more than an honor for me to be on your channel today.
Thank you. So Kushal, those who don't know you, don't know much about you, can you tell much more about yourself, like how your journey has been, your ranks in CA, and more about yourself?
Sure. So, hi everyone. I am Kushal, born and brought up in Nasik. I shifted to Mumbai in 2017 for my CA articleship. I worked in a mid-sized firm in Mumbai in Bandra, and then I cleared my CA finals in November 2019. Fortunately, got an All India rank in my CA finals. So I was lucky enough to get all my ranks in all the exams. So in CPT, I stood sixth in India. In IPCC, which is the intermediate, I stood fifth in India. And in CA finals, I again stood fifth in India. Apart from that, I am also doing CFA, taking inspiration from Saurabh. So I have cleared two levels of CFA. I have given my third level in November 2021, and my result is awaited. So it's on 3rd of February 2022. I have also cleared my ACCA, which is nothing but C of United Kingdom, and I stood third in All World. So I got an All World rank 3 in one of the papers and All India rank 2 there. So these are like some of the academic achievements. Apart from this, I'm working in Aditya Birla Ventures as of now. It's a venture capital fund of Aditya Birla Group where we invest in early stage startups in their pre-seed, seed, Series A, and Series B rounds. And we invest in fintech, edtech, consumer tech, these sector startups. So that is where I'm working in right now, and pretty much that's about me. So apart from work and academics, I like to create videos on my own channel. So they are mostly where I take interviews of industry stalwarts like Suresh Prabhu sir, former Railway Minister of India, or P.N. Manoharan sir, or Mr. Sourabh Mukherjee, founder of Marcellus Investment Managers. These are some of the marquee guests on my channel. And I love to just spread awareness in terms of financial content as well as some motivating content in terms of sharing it back with the entire fraternity. So that's my hobby. And currently, like I have 73,000 subscribers on YouTube. And let's see, hopefully plan to make it big.
Great, great. So you have a great profile, All India rank 5 in CA, ACCA, your world rank 3, which is a great achievement. So can you tell me that how did you achieve such a top rank? In fact, I know like most of my friends have taken multiple attempts to clear CA and they find it very difficult. So CA is one of the most toughest exams in the world. So what made you achieve top ranks in all exams you have taken? So what is your secret sauce?
Secret sauce, that reminds me of CFA again. There's this secret sauce book which is there. So probably my secret sauce for clearing all these examinations with a rank would be one thing which really helped me in order to get ranks was my consistency and dedication. Would not like to flaunt or boast about it, but I think I used to switch off my mobile phone 4 months before my CA finals exam, 3 months before my intermediate exam, and 1 month before my foundation exam. So at that point of time, it was as if, like this is going to sound a little nerdy, but it was as if the books and I were the only things present in the world. And I did not even check my phone at all, like not even anything. So I had switched off and I had kept it in my dad's cupboard. And if there's any doubt or if I want to connect with someone, I used to use my home landline or if I used to use my mom's mobile to call my tutor in case of any doubts. I think this helped me in order to stay away from all the distractions, and it was as if only I was concentrating on my books and my studies. Secondly, what helped me in order to get ranks was that I believed in effective studying rather than total hours of studying. There are a lot of students who will study for 12 hours a day, but if you ask them what is your effective hours of study, they'll say 7, 8 hours because they are half of the time they are distracted. Let's say because of mobile phones, because of social media, etc. So I currently use a lot of social media. In fact, I use social media to spread my learnings and awareness with everyone. But when I was at that stage, I didn't used to open any social media handles, and I used to ensure that they are going to distract me. And it's like if I open, let's say Snapchat, if I open Instagram, I'll end up spending most of my time on Instagram or WhatsApp only. So मेरे साथ ऐसे हुआ भी है. Like ACCA की एग्जाम जब मैं दे रहा था, तभी मोबाइल फोन बंद नहीं था मेरा because I was working in a corporate, so it was very difficult to switch off my mobile phone while giving that ACCA exam. So that time I used to realize I used to open Snapchat or Instagram and 15-20 minutes of my time used to go there. And I was like, thank God I did not do this while my CA finals exam. Otherwise, it would have been like very terrible. So I think that really helped me in order to stay focused. And last tip, like last strategy which helped me in order to get ranks would be immense support from my parents and immense support from everyone else. So my dad even used to ensure that no one is entering my room in during my CA finals leave. कोई भी guest भी आते थे, so my room is here and hall is right outside my room. So he used to ensure that he's taking all the guests to his room and not in the hall because वो आवाज आएगा and मैं disturb हो जाऊंगा. So I think the parental support has been immense, like that has been of immense help, and that has really helped me in order to give them back. So my dad always wanted to become a CA, and he unfortunately he couldn't clear CA due to his luck or fortune. But it was my dream to become a CA so that his dream of becoming a CA gets fulfilled. So every parent in the world would want their child to go beyond what they have achieved in their life, and that was my major source of motivation. So when I cleared my CA, I still remember, like, today is 16th of January 2022 when we are recording this, and it's been exactly 2 years my result was there, 16 Jan 2020. And I still remember that day when my dad was into tears, and it was as if he has cleared his examinations with flying colors. So I mean, yeah, these were the three major sources of motivation.
Inspiring, really. Like, and as you mentioned that your dad couldn't clear CA and you fulfilled his dream and due to his support. So that is a great story. And one more thing, that due to, as you mentioned, that your major focus was on CA, right? You were away from all the distraction, and family support helped you achieve such top rank, because I know CA is a very difficult exam, and getting rank in CPT, CA, and again ACCA, which means that your focus was quite clear. So great question and great story, and congratulations to your dad that and your mom that they were through with you in this entire journey.
Right. Thanks a lot.
So what do you think? What are some common mistakes which people make while preparing for CA? Because as far as I know, that the clearing percentage for CA is very low, and a lot of people take many attempts to become CA. Because I know people who have taken three attempts but still are studying and not able to clear the final exam due to 2 marks, 3 marks. So how do you, like, what are some common mistakes people make while preparing for CA?
I think one of the common mistakes which people make, which I also already pointed out in my previous answer, is that they are like quite dependent on social media, or probably they are dependent on their mobile phones when it comes to studying. So if they are keeping their mobile phones with them while studying, after half an hour, after 45 minutes, I'm very sure that each and every one of them is going to check their mobile phone, check the notifications which they have received over the last 30-45 minutes. And if there's an interesting notification, they'll open that and start chatting, start talking, or probably just start surfing on the internet without any particular value inside and stuff. So I think that the major mistake here is that people are quite distracted when it comes to studying. So that is one of the major mistakes which I'll tell everyone to avoid. So when you're studying, it should be as if you're only focusing on your group, on your studies itself. So effective study is more important than longer hours of study. So I feel that studying effectively for 8 hours is much better than studying for 12 hours with 4 hours of distraction. So at least like you're studying effectively for 8 hours with full efficiency. So that matters a lot. So one of the mistakes is that people get distracted because of social media. So I think that even if you want to stay connected with your friends and all, just use your mobile like towards the night, maybe for 10-15 minutes. That's okay. You can switch it on like at 9-10 p.m. before sleeping, or maybe anytime in the day, but not like you shouldn't keep it with you during the entire course of the day. So I used to use my laptop instead of my mobile if I want to watch any revision lectures as well. So I used, like, of course, I'm not saying that I didn't use YouTube and all. I used to use YouTube and I used to watch revision lectures of some famous faculties as well. So this is one mistake. Second mistake, which I think, is that people tend to get very frustrated and they're very impatient. So this happened with me also. It's like after a point of time, it becomes very difficult in order to have that motivation or maybe have that consistency every day. Studying for 12 hours a day for 4.5, 5 months, it is like a very challenging moment, trust me. So after a point of time, I think instead of just getting demotivated, frustrated, and just quitting, but I think that what they should do is they just take a break of maybe a day, and just after that day's break, they can go back to normal routine. So this is what I used to do. So I used to take a break, let's say once, like in one Sunday, and on one Sunday I used to just go out, chill, and just hang out with my friends and family, and then come back and study from Monday once again. So that was my like another like strategy in terms of just relaxing and not getting demotivated. And third thing, which the third mistake which I also made, to be honest, is that we don't stay in touch with our hobbies. It's very important to stay in touch with at least one hobby even during that leave period. So if you love to play guitar, if you love to play keyboard, if you love to play cricket, anything, just spend 15 minutes on that hobby, and trust me, your efficiency after playing or pursuing that hobby would be much higher as compared to the efficiency before pursuing that hobby. So after a point of time, I used to go to the jogging track, and 15 minutes daily, I used to go for a walk alone, and I just used to enjoy the nature and just uh, enjoy the marvel of the nature. That's it. So if you are in touch with a hobby, then that really encourages you to study more because you are refreshed and rejuvenated after pursuing that hobby. So initially during my first 2 months, I did not used to go to the jogging track, but then after a point of time, I thought that it'll only help me in order to be refreshed after coming back. So staying in touch with a particular hobby is very, very important, and it's very underrated also, because people think that छोड़ो यार ये बाद में कर लेंगे, अभी पढ़ाई पे ध्यान देते हैं. But at the same time, it's important to have this equilibrium.
Okay, so basically what I can understand is stay focused, avoid all the distractions, and make sure you keep your mind also refreshed by following your hobbies. So great advice to all CA students who are watching this video, so that they follow this and their results can improve and they can become better at their study. Other than your impressive impressive education profile, what has impressed me more about you is at such a young age, you have collaborated with leading financial influencers, to mention Raj Shamani, Finance with Sharan, and other top personalities. So, how such a young boy started this influencer journey? How did you approach them? And how are you making money out of YouTube? So, can you just give a brief so that people who want to actually become influencers, see, we see people becoming influencers, but I also know it's very difficult to become an influencer. So how did you start this journey? How was your path? How did you approach people for interviews? And how did you collaborate with leading financial influencers? So can you tell more about your journey till now?
Sure, absolutely. So you know how it all started. It's a very interesting story. What happened is I got my result of CA finals and I got an All India rank 5. So a lot of students used to ask me, what was your strategy? How did you prepare? This subject you took coaching from which class and all. So a lot of common questions they used to ask on LinkedIn, and I thought that instead of replying them on LinkedIn again and again, let me create a video on YouTube, and I'll share this link on my LinkedIn profile. So if anyone wants to watch it, they can just go on that video and watch it in detail. So I started off this way. My first video was released on 20th May 2020, which is now 1.5 years. And that video was where I circulated all my CA final notes, whatever I had with me, in a soft copy. So all the notes which I had created, I scanned them and uploaded them in a soft copy, and then I gave it to everyone else. Sorry. So I think that this was the starting point. Then after that, what I did is I started creating videos on YouTube. Then like after 10-15 videos on CA specific content only, I got a very good overwhelming response. So within 1 year itself, I crossed 50,000 subscribers. And that's when I thought that instead of just letting this audience go away by not uploading any video, let me interview, or maybe let me take interviews of industry stalwarts who have achieved a lot in their lives, so that at least we, the youngsters, can understand what they're doing different in their lives. So that was the thought process. I started, like, my first interview was with one of my close friends, Karan Patel, who got into Boston Consulting Group, and I asked him about his interview experience. And from there, I started reaching out to big people, and then finally got Suresh Prabhu sir's appointment as well for 45 minutes, where I interviewed him and asked him about his journey as well. So this was the story. And talking about Instagram and collaborating with finance influencers. So I think what helped me in order to approach these guys was that, firstly, the profile and the credibility was good. So these people used to think that, okay, since he has also got ranks and all, so this is a genuine guy. And secondly, the way you approach that also matters a lot. So sending cold email, I used to have a proper cold email structure where I used to ensure that I first give a background about myself. Then secondly, I talk about what is one of the recent interviews I've taken off. So I used to approach them and I used to say that I've recently interviewed Suresh Prabhu sir. So it shows that, okay, I have already taken interviews of people who have achieved a lot in their lives. So they know that this is a credible guy. And then towards the end, I used to ask them that we are going to discuss about these things, and we'll just talk on your journey, or maybe talk on startup or entrepreneurship in India, etc. And towards the end, I just used to say, look forward to a positive response. So this is a proper 4-paragraph cold email structure, which is what I have sent it to almost everyone, all industry stalwarts. And this is how I approach then Raj, Shamani and all, and I just send them these cold emails, and people are more than happy to help and willing to contribute to your journey as well. So with this cold emailing structure only, I think this really helped me in order to collaborate with all these people. And most of the people are very happy. See, the point here is that if you're doing well in your life, then it becomes very easier to approach these kind of people. So instead of directly approaching them without like achieving anything or just free of like just from scratch, I suggest that it's very important that you achieve something, probably like if you do something big, and then it becomes easier to approach these kind of people, and the chances of conversion are also very higher when you approach them. So like this is the truth. Like do well in your life, and people will automatically approach you. So this shouldn't be the motivation of doing well, but this is the bitter truth that jo jitna acha kaam karega life mein, people would automatically approach him because they want to learn and get inspiration from these people. So very simple, right? So even I approach people like Suresh Prabhu and people like T.N. Manoharan sir. So these are the people I approach because they have done extraordinarily well in their lives, and that's why I'm approaching them. So this is the bitter truth, and I think that this is very helpful in terms of creating more content, and this also gives me a motivation that if I am doing well in my life, then it'll be easier for me to approach my dream person whom I want to interview on my podcast. So that's how I collaborated with all these people, and with Sharan and all these other people also, they have become very good friends now, because like being in the same industry and just talking on finance and discussing thoughts, exchanging notes about stocks, investing, cryptocurrencies, there are a lot of common topics where we talk about. So like again, like if two people have common interests, then it becomes easier to develop that friendship and bond. So I think that really helped me in order to exchange notes and develop that deeper connection. So that helped me in order to collaborate with all these people.
Great, great. And I'll be honest here, guys. When I was interviewed by Kushal few months ago. At that point, I think he had 35,000, 40,000 followers, and now he has around 75,000 followers. And at that point of time, I was like, he's such a young guy and he's doing such great things. And I already had good following on Twitter. And in fact, the conversation with Kushal, his show's name is also Conversation with Kushal. After that, I was like, I should also start making YouTube videos. And if you check my channel, after that, I have been more active on YouTube and I've been started to create more content. And one thing which Kushal said, I'll also agree with it. See, if you have a credibility, right? So, for example, if I take my example, so if you see, I have taken sessions at top IITs, top trading desk I've trained. I've regularly come on TV. But when I started my journey on Twitter, one thing I believe is if you are consistent enough. So if you see on Twitter, I regularly post some good, interesting threads. On LinkedIn, I put some uh, content which people will like and they like to follow you. So if you do that, people are observing you and they'll automatically approach you. So in fact, I did not approach any of these colleges. They directly approached me for sessions. The TV guys directly approached me. So I believe, like what Kushal said, that you have to be consistent. If you're consistent enough and if you build your credibility, so for me, the credibility was CFA. So I had the CFA credibility and I had a decent trading record. And after that, like I only focused on consistency. I did not think that I want to reach this level. And automatically, like people will achieve, people will approach you, and automatically your credibility will keep improving. So that's a great point, and I wanted to add what Kushal said, and I would like to thank him also that we have met also once in Starbucks and discussed that. I also asked him like, how can I improve as a YouTuber, because I was not actively on YouTube. In fact, I have a good following on Twitter, LinkedIn, but I was very inactive on Twitter. But now, if you see, I regularly post videos. He has given me some good ideas also. So taking this further, like someone I understand that, because I remember like I have almost 15,500 subscribers, but I post video daily and I know that monetizing YouTube is very difficult.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so someone like you, like who has 75,000 subscribers, like can you explain like how do people make money out of YouTube, like, and like what is
Sure.
the amount, if you don't mind sharing, like do you can
Yeah,
make a
yeah.
living out of YouTube income, and like what is, how do you start, how do you grow, and any some tips that you people want to start YouTube, how they can grow and how they can actually make money via YouTube.
Got it. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I think that monetizing YouTube has become like a very like important thing as well, because you're giving a lot of time, and it's like if you're monetizing, it's like no harm, right? You're just monetizing on your passion. So I think monetizing on your passion is one of the best things in order to earn a lot of money. So I think that the amount which YouTube gives, it's like on a lesser side if you are a micro content creator like having like subscriber base around 50,000 and all. So YouTube ordinarily pays $3 for 10,000 views. That is the algorithm. But again, it depends and fluctuates on the number of ads which are shown on your video and how much amount the user has consumed that ad for. So these are some of the factors basis which the amount depends. And like in order to monetize your YouTube, you should have at least 1000 subscribers and 4000 hours of watch time by all the users. So this is the minimum criteria. Sorry, this is the minimum criteria after which only you will be able to monetize your YouTube. Now talking about income, so specifically for me, so having 73,000 subscribers as of now, and having like average views of let's say 15 to 20,000 on one video. So what I do is I upload one video every Saturday. So in a month I upload 4 videos, and per month I usually get 150 to $200, and that is the amount which I have been getting because of the fact that I upload lesser amount of videos. There are a lot of other YouTubers who upload one video every alternate day. So these are like the full-time content creators, full-time YouTubers. And if you ask me, like YouTubers who have like let's say 3 lakh, 4 lakh subscribers and who are uploading on a regular basis or on an alternate day basis, they earn somewhere around 2 lakh to 2.5 lakhs per month. I know people who are my friends only who have very good subscriber base, and they earn 2 to 2.5 lakhs per month. So if you want to make a career out of YouTube, like if you want to monetize your passion, firstly you should find a niche. What is that one niche which you would want to address? It's as good as a startup. If any startup wants to enter in the field, it should find something which is not already there in the market. It should find its own niche and something which is already existing. Then it should have it won't have the first mover advantage, but it'll have to improve every time. So even with YouTube and content, it's similar. You should have that niche which no one is creating content about, which no one is talking about, and then you should expand in that manner. So monetizing YouTube, like it has become a trend now, and I think that a lot of brands also pay a huge amount of money to all the influencers. So all these fintech company like Grow, Upstock, Zerodha, IND Money, or any fintech company you name, all the cryptocurrencies, AppCoin, Switchcoin, Coin, Vault, all of these people, fintech company founders, they pay huge chunk of money to founders. I know people who have like 2-3 lakh subscribers and they charge 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh per video, only on one video, and that too for a 30-45 seconds integration. So that is the amount which all these YouTube celebrities get. And I think that monetizing on it makes sense. So it's like you're only promoting the brand which you use, and if it is beneficial for the audience, then that's absolutely fine. Because a lot of people would say that yaar ye to big gaya, ye to brand promote kar raha hai, isne to bechna shuru kar diya. But it's like if you use the brand and if you think that would be value additive to the audience, then only you promote the brand. So that is what I'm doing with my YouTube brands and all. So I think it's like a passive income for me, and it's like people are willing to pay a lot because we have the following. And if the target audience, we think that they'll be used with this content or with this application, then we'll also pass it on. So it's a win-win situation, even for the target audience, even for the brand, because brand's application downloads are increasing, and for the consumer, it's like he's able to invest in a stock market or he's able to learn new things. So that is how you monetize YouTube. And if you want to create a career out of YouTube, I think it is very much possible. There are a lot of creators who are specifically into YouTube. And once you get that niche, once you crack that niche, and once you improve upon your quality, editing, communication skills, everything, then no one would be able to stop you from becoming a millionaire only by YouTube itself. So it's like people have like been monetizing it a lot. And if you once you cross millions, like 1 million subscribers and all, then there's no limit for you.
Thank you. Thank you for the detailed answer. In fact, I also agree. Start with your niche, focus on that, and then you can get money via YouTube. And not only YouTube, but brands will approach you once you have that influence and pay you to promote that brand. And one more thing is, if you're promoting any brand, as Kushal also said, that you have to promote only when you yourself believe in it. So be true to your followers. So great points, and like, thanks for being so transparent. So like I understand that you are working in Aditya Birla Group also. So how do you find time for YouTube, and what is your future plans and vision? Like along with this job, how do you manage YouTube, and what is your plan? Because I believe that at such a young age, you have like decent followers. So how do you plan to monetize this? How do you plan to take this forward? And where do you see yourself 2 years from now in terms of as an influencer?
Got it. So I think regarding the first point, managing YouTube and managing my job. Sorry. So I think regarding first point, managing YouTube and job, it's very simple. Okay, so it's no rocket science and stuff. I don't believe in the concept of time management. I believe in the concept of time prioritization. I'll set my priorities one below the other. I'll ensure that if there's one priority of clearing my CFA level 3 exam, then I'll focus and give full dedication to that first priority. Then at that point of time, my priority of work and content creation would be second and third. So what I do is that I prioritize my tasks effectively, and I do not focus at each and every task and like delegate half of my resources to each and every task. What I do is that I'll focus on first one, I'll complete it, and then only I'll move on to the next one. So for instance, I had my CFA level 3 in the month of November 2021. That time my priority for the last 7 days was only to focus on CFA. Therefore, I stopped content creation, I stopped working, I took a leave for 7 days from Aditya Birla Group. So my priority was to achieve and clear that exam. Once that is done, my priority is to work in back in Aditya Birla Group, and then my priority is content creation. So on weekdays, I'll ensure that I'm focusing fully towards my work itself, towards my job profile. And on weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, whenever I get time, I focus on content creation. So I think like delegation is one of the most important things. So as of now, also I've outsourced everything to professional people. So it's like I only go in front of the camera, I record, and everything else is done by agencies itself. So they'll only ensure that the title is done, editing is done, thumbnail designing, video description, SEO tagging, everything is done by them only. So it's like I'm focusing on my core strength of talking in front of the camera, and then everything else where I'm not an expert in, like uploading, editing, thumbnail designing, I'll delegate that. So that is very important, and that has really helped me in order to save a huge chunk of my time. So it's like because of that, I am so stress free as of now. It's like even if I have to upload one video today, I'll just take my ring light, go in front of the camera, record for 20 minutes. If a 10 minutes video, it takes me like 15 to 20 minutes for me to record, considering that all the fumbles which happen in the middle of the video. So I'll record in front of the camera, send it to my agency, and they'll take care and they'll only upload and they'll do everything. I'll tell them the target date, they'll do that for me. So delegation is very important. This is what I've realized. And this is how it has helped me in order to manage all these things. So same as for Instagram now. What I do is I'll just record the 6 reels on Sundays itself. So every reel is uploaded one day after the other, and it is outsourced. So I'll record 6 videos today, and like from tomorrow, it'll get uploaded one day after the other at 7 p.m. sharp. So I don't have to manage anything. It's just that on a Sunday, I'll record 6 videos for Instagram, one video for YouTube. And LinkedIn pe to it's like whenever I feel like writing something, I'll just type it down and write it in 5-10 minutes. So that doesn't take a lot of my time. So I think this is how I manage my like social media and academics and job.
Okay, so you mentioned 2 points. First is time prioritization and delegating work. So you have delegated your work to agencies, which is great. And you also mentioned about Instagram. So one question which comes in the mind is, if you see the reels are becoming quite popular. In fact, you mentioned about Sharan. So guys who don't know, Finance with Sharan is a popular Instagram handle. I think he has almost 800K followers on Instagram. He's a good friend with Kushal, and they have both made a lot of videos also together. So where do you see YouTube and Insta in parallel? For example, what I understand is YouTube videos are quite lengthy. Okay, and if you just take example of Finance with Sharan, he has 800K followers on Instagram, but I don't think he even has 10,000 on YouTube. Because on Instagram, what I understand is the reels, your video content has to be specifically different. So a YouTuber, if he wants to become an he wants to get active on Instagram, his style has to be different, right? So what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very valid question. I think that Instagram is popular for short form content. If you ask any of your friends, they'll feel like यार Instagram पे जा रहे तो कुछ थोड़ा अभी stressed out हूँ मैं, so let me check my Instagram. I'll just do it for fun purpose. So most of the people visit Instagram for releasing their stress or just having some entertainment in their life. So Instagram is popular for short form content, and I think that is the key there. So if you want to create something funny and if you can add insights in that funny content, then nothing like it. That is what Sharon is doing, like adding some humor element to his every reel. That does not work in YouTube, because in YouTube, people like the audience which is there, they want long form content of let's say 10-12 minutes where you're talking about something and they want to gain insights. Or even on the entertainment front, they'll prefer some videos of 4-5 minutes where there's some entertainment and laughing. So YouTube is popular for long form content. So I think that particularly for Instagram, if any YouTuber wants to start his journey of like getting active on Instagram, it's like he should not post like what he can do in the initial stage is that all in all, he can just ensure that the YouTube videos which he's creating of 10-12 minutes, if there's anything catchy or anything interesting which he has said for 30 seconds, he can just take that snapshot and put it on Instagram as a reel. So initially, that's what I used to do. Of every conversation which I used to interview people, I used to ensure that whatever is the punchline for 30 seconds, I used to trim that and upload it on my Insta reel. That's how I started creating content. And after a point of time, then I started recording content on Instagram as well, because it's very easy to record a 30-second reel as compared to a 10 minutes long video. It hardly takes a minute to record a 30 seconds reel, right? So that's about Instagram. And nowadays, like what I personally feel is that Instagram is getting more popular for short-term content. And I have been talking to a lot of brands as well, a lot of these fintech startups. Even they have leveraged Instagram like influencers as compared to YouTube ones, because on Instagram, like in that 30 seconds reel, if you are promoting a brand for 15 seconds, then the brand is also getting advantage, because 50% of the time goes to the brand, right? In a YouTube integrated video, it's like you'll promote a brand for 30 seconds in a 10 minutes video. So 30 seconds in a 10 minutes video is what, it's like 5%. So that's the thing, I guess. It's very important to like monetize on your Instagram or YouTube, but at the same time, it's important to recognize the fact that Instagram is popular for short-term content, short form content, and YouTube for a longer form of content. So if you want to start your journey of Instagram and you're very big on YouTube, then start uploading some content of, let's say, 30 seconds on Instagram. If you're big on Instagram and then if you want to start on YouTube, that's a little difficult journey, because as you also said that if you just upload your reels as YouTube shorts, it does not give that traction. So you have to make consistent efforts to give some of the other insights for like 8 to 10 minutes, then only you get the audience.
Yes, great. So you mentioned a valid point that for Instagram, we need some humor element also, because people come on Instagram to relax themselves. And on Twitter, people come for educational content. So long videos work better on YouTube and short videos work better on Instagram. Other than this, like, see, you have an impressive profile. You are a top ranker in CA, ACCA. Other than this, at such a young age, you have 75,000 followers on YouTube, 42,000 followers on LinkedIn, 20,000 plus on Instagram. So what is your message to CA aspirants and also influencers who consider you as a role model and who wants to start their journey but they are afraid that it will take a lot of time? So what is your message to them, to the CA aspirants and also to people who want to become influencer as you? Because I know 5 years from the down, you will be one of the top influencers, because what you have achieved in just 1.5 years, I think after 5 years, I know for a fact that you yourself will achieve at least million followers across media profiles. So what is your message to these aspirants?
Yeah, firstly, thanks for that. It really encourages and motivates me to give my best. I think message to CA aspirants firstly would be that just don't get demotivated, don't quit at all. Even if there's a failure in your life, just try to understand and accept this fact that everyone has to fail in their lives, no matter how successful they have become after a point of time. So even if you're failing, imagine, like, you have to ensure that you don't crib and complain about that failure. Don't take that failure to your heart. You will keep complaining. Take failure to your mind and analyze what went wrong, and then go back and come back with flying colors. On the other hand, if you're achieving success, don't take that to your mind, because you'll have ego issues. Take that success to your heart, celebrate it like a 1-year-old kid given an ice cream, and then move on, because you don't have to stop, because you have to keep achieving one or the other thing after a point of time. So my advice is that in both the situations, failure and success, you have to constantly keep moving on, no matter what the outcome is. And when it comes to staying motivated, just try to remember that you have to make sacrifices while you're studying or just doing something, because there's an opportunity cost which is involved if you want to achieve something. So if you don't sacrifice for what you want, then what you want becomes the sacrifice. Therefore, if you want to achieve something, you'll have to sacrifice some or the other thing in order to achieve that thing. And trust me, all these sacrifices are going to be worth it on your results day when you see the two words pass in your mark sheet. Now, talking about the influencers, I think one advice which I'd like to give is that this fear of failure, which is there, this is a very common concept. Just remove this fear of failure, which is there. I know it's very easier for me to say this, but at the same time, I'm saying this because if I wouldn't have it started, I wouldn't have it 73K subscribers today on YouTube, right? So it's like, just start with some of the other thing. And even if you don't get good followers, that's absolutely all right. The mindset shouldn't be just to gain followers. The mindset should be to keep adding value in people's lives, so that once you add value in people's lives, then like one or the other point, after a point of time, you'll automatically get followers. So it's as good as a startup once again. So just resonating with a startup. If a startup is focusing on valuations, I don't think that is the correct approach. Startup always focuses on adding value in a person's life. If the value is very positive, then the valuations automatically increase. So that's what your content should also be. You should keep adding value, give them insights, spread awareness, give them financial literacy, and automatically you will become an influencer very soon. Just don't have this fear that what if my videos don't get that reaction which other people are getting? What if I only get 500 views, 1000 views? This should not be the mindset at all. If you don't try, then you don't even know where you can go, right?
Great insights. So one thing which I like is, don't take success to your mind and failure to your heart. And so basically what he has to say is, dream big, start small, and start now. So thank you, Kushal.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
And thank you for being inspiring me as well to get more on the content creation side. And I know for a fact that few years down the line, you would be one of the top content creators in the finance domain. So thank you for taking out time and thank you. Good luck to you.
Thanks a lot, Saurabh. It was amazing talking to you, and thank you so much for your kind words as well. It really encourages me to give my more than 100%. And kudos to you as well. I have been following your YouTube and Twitter as well, and LinkedIn as well. So great, like keep inspiring all the traders, all the people who are doing trading and all. So thanks to you as well. And I'm very sure that after a point of time, after like few years, you're also going to cross that 1 million very soon. And soon I can like I'll just see that 1 million subscribers sort of Sisodiya on your YouTube channel. So wish you the
Thank
best
you.
and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And hope for the best. Thank you for it.